Now it's time to look awkward.
Awkward silent moment. But I guess it's sharp, and we are kind of like sharp people, so we can begin this third episode of the blockchain industries in creative businesses webinar series. Today our topic is who are the ones using NFTs and the Metaverse today. Before we go deeper into the topic, so let's make a short webinar etiquette reminder. First of all, the event will be recorded. Second one, please keep your cameras and microphones off. If you feel like, or we wish that you make questions to our panelists today, but please use the chat function of Zoom. You are also very welcome to use the chat function for sharing your own LinkedIn profile links. That's completely okay, and we encourage you to do that. And your questions will be answered while the webinar is going on. So as you can see, we have 3 wonderful panelists all in one place today. We have Wesa, Aapro, Krista, Jäntti, and Sointu, Karjalainen here. Without further ado, I let you to do your introductions, and I also let you to begin the discussion. Go ahead, please.
Who wants to start?
I can start. Hey, hello everyone. My name is Wesa Aapro. I'm Metaverse lead from Yle. My focus is more on the Metaverse side of things than NFT and blockchain, but let's see how the discussion goes from there.
And hi everyone, I'm Krista, Jäntti. I come from a company called EventuallyXR, which means that I hope eventually many will find themselves in XR environment. But yes, I've been a Metaverse advisor for quite a long time. I mean, 5 years started to be a long time when you talk about Metaverse and NFT and things like that. So yes, that's me. I also work with artificial intelligence, but it's not maybe subject of today.
Oh, let's see where the conversation goes. Hi, my name is Sointu Karjalainen. I'm the founder of the gig Cartel. We have the free online Web3 masterclass if you now want to learn the basics of Web3. But also, I'm kind of a partner in FOV Ventures, currently investing in Web3 and Metaverse startups. So I'm lucky enough to see that the deal flow and new innovations coming from the industry, which is quite exciting. Great to be here.
Good. Thank you for the introductions. Wesa, maybe you could begin. When I took contact with you, or I found you via an interesting link that led me to the Independence Day ball that was held in Metaverse. And I was like, what is this? It was a short clip there, 2 people that had been developing the thing, obviously, somehow. So at 6 o'clock when the Independence Day ball begins, so apparently that event also started, and a group of people started to come in. Could you please explain a bit what happened? There was a lot of laughter.
Yeah, you can share the link on the chat if you want. It's something to watch. So we had, like, Yle had some audience people saying for the past 5 years that, have you heard about this Roblox thing? And we were always like, we should do something with the Roblox thing. And like, what can we do? And all our kids were into Roblox, and we were like, okay, we should maybe do something. And we were like past year debating, like, what can we do, how we can approach that. And finally, for some strange coincidences, we created an event for the Independence Day, Linnan Juhlat, a TV program. So basically, you know, president only invites 1,000 or so guests to the presidential palace. So we invited everyone. And we were like, we didn't know how to do it. We did it with a 17-year-old guy, and just were really unsure, like, how do we do this Roblox thing where everyone is, and didn't really advertise it either, just mentioned somewhere that, okay, we will open the presidential palace doors there. And so we were expecting maybe 100 guests. There was the red carpet, and 2 of us, Elina and me, were there dressed as characters from our children's program, shaking hands, aiming to shake hands with them guests. And I don't know what, for some reason, like 24,000 guests came in 3 hours. And we were like hoping to have 100. And so it's just, you know, the audience people had already told for the past 5 years that you should go to this Roblox thing, but we just, you know, no one just found out a way how to do it. So that was kind of my journey towards the metaverse. It kind of changed the journey towards metaverse, because I started it more like from journalistic angle, and like XR studio development, and this sort of like, what can we do 3D contents and create like AR experiences or tell documentaries through game engines. But then this one social experience showed out that there's quite a lot of people living in the metaverse. And those people, the Independence Day ball also, it's kind of connected to this NFT thing, is that they were dressed up. Because when you are invited to the presidential palace to Independence Day ball, what do? You know, dress up in your finest. Many were like bold old guys. It was really funny. And I guess you have to actually buy some asset to represent an old guy. So it was so fun, and kind of understand that there's kind of a need to represent yourself in different contexts in different ways, and that's what the Roblox business is all about. That's basically, we didn't sell anything, and we really didn't expect anyone to buy anything. So hopefully no one paid a like premium for their costumes, but still, it's kind of understand that there is a world out there for our young ones, and not everyone were actually young ones. There were quite a lot of I think 40% were registered as adults for the guests.
Do you have any more proper data on the people that arrived, or you can just say that they are children or adults?
Oh yeah. The age grouping starts from, I don't want to lie, maybe 4. I don't know, like. So it's there was kind of like segments from every 2 years, and then adults like 18 or over, like is the final category. Okay. So quite a lot of teenagers and many 10 to 12-year-olds in Finland are in Roblox.
And I think that's a perfect example of kind of where the new audience is hanging out, the young people that kind of our age as well. So you need to be, if kind of a brand, a company, you want to reach that audience, you need to be in those platforms that they spend time. So I love that example from Wesa.
Yeah. If I may build on the top of that, 2 weeks ago, I was in Metaverse Fashion Week, which happened in Decentraland. I think 75,000 people were there.
Wow.
And
Awesome.
yeah, that's also an event where you have to dress up. I mean, you can't just wear the default skin. Yeah, in the Decentraland, actually, I have to say that if you change your whole personality, it's called skin. I mean, also your face is changed, but when you buy clothes, it's more like accessorize yourself. So you can be somebody else, or you can make avatar look like yourself. But yeah, I wanted to be, of course, cool and trendy. And in the Decentraland, it's very trendy to have glowing things. So I just had to buy a very, very fashionable dress to fit in the Metaverse Fashion Week.
Yeah, be fashionable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a special, some kind of like a fashion store where you buy these NFTs, or is it like your virtual reality clothing, or is it like these OpenSeas and this kind of stuff?
Well, it's
Shops.
the fashion week, so there is a lot of many known brands in the shopping streets. So you can enter the shop and then click, add clothes to your crypto wallet, and then you can take those into use. So you can buy those inside the app, or you can just go in the stores and click something you want to wear.
Okay.
I want to add that that's like actual proper NFT clothing, and Roblox is running. It's more like close to, well, we know have a hotel, so you buy stuff that works only in there. I think I'm not sure how Decentraland works, but
Yeah, you can't take those clothes outside the
but
other
technically
metaverses.
maybe could technically maybe later some, I don't know.
There are one Norwegian
Yeah.
guy that makes a company that makes interoperable metaverse clothes to fit into different kind of metaverses. So there are solutions.
Yeah, I believe that this is developing really fast, this scene. So something that we don't have yet, so is coming up perhaps next week. Or what do you say, Sointu?
Yeah, I mean, kind of digital fashion, digital identity, how we want to look as in those virtual worlds, that is a huge business already. I think fashion industry is leading the game currently. A lot of retail brands are already highly engaged with Web3 NFTs, and doing amazing business with it as well. So yeah, I think it's already here in a way, but not kind of in a mass adoption that everybody would have their avatars and skins and fashion clothes in virtual worlds. But it's already here.
Yeah, also it's NFTs are used in that way that it's used as like an access key to VIP party that are happening in the metaverse environment, 3D environment running on your desktop, for example. So if you have an NFT in your crypto wallet, you connect that. It's opening virtual worlds to a new virtual world, and only the most important people are there. So you want to hang out though. So those kind of things can be incentivized with NFTs.
Yeah, and I think that builds entirely new kind of engagement and interaction with the audience and your fans that wasn't kind of possible before. And then comes to kind of the royalties that the artists of these fashion items do, and that's a new kind of revenue stream for many in the creative industry.
At the moment, the prices are pretty different from NFT items than from these closed children's metaverses. So the audiences are also really different. Just want to add to that.
But there are high price items, for example, in Roblox world, the Gucci bag.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, they costed more than the actual physical counterpart.
Oh no.
So
oh my God.
they are not all items like 20 euros or something there.
So how much is when going back, Krista, to you and to your experience at the Fashion Week? So when you buy like a garment from there, how much do you pay for it? Is there?
Those are usually labeled as legendary or rare, or there is so many categorized. They don't talk about prices. People talk about how rare the item is, because in that way you can add more status to the item. People want to have rare things, because I know that you have rare items on that, you paid a lot of money on that. So it really depends. You can buy something that is worth, if you transfer that into fiat normal money, about 15 euros to over 2,000 euros. So there are many categories, price categories.
And how rare is rare? Thinking that, are we talking about tens, or are we talking hundreds or tens of thousands?
One in one.
Yeah, it's legendary is usually something 5 or 7, and rare is, I don't know, I'm now guessing 200 maybe. So there are different categorized and labels.
Yeah, just for the audience to get an idea, what are we talking about, like what amounts should be minted.
Yeah,
I guess. Pop a question.
Different world has different prices, so depends really on the worlds.
So we have.
I was first question from me, Christina. So I was wondering if the other people in the metaverse can see how rare your dress is, or is it something like, do the people buy the rare dresses to show that I have money and so on, or is it just the style thing? Does it work similar as this world, that you can see, okay, this is expensive clothing when you see it on the street, but not always? Or is there a tag somewhere that says this is a rare piece?
No, there isn't any visible tags that, okay, you paid 2,000 euros out of this. I guess it's more, at least for me, kind of the reason why I bought, for example, World of Women NFT is what that collection stands for, and supporting women in the industry and overall in tech, and empowering us women. And I guess kind of related to digital fashion, if I identify myself, let's say, a Gucci fan, I would probably buy a Gucci Roblox bag or something, no matter what the price is. And it's not for showing off, but as a fan, maybe. But what do you guys think? How do you buy them? What's the reason for buying?
Well, if you think about Fortnite, which was kind of forerunner in this skin game revenue industry, those gamers, they tend to know which items are the more rare and expensive things.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Well, again, we have to say that the different worlds have different logics. There's quite a lot of free items in Roblox, probably quite a lot of free items in all of these.
But nobody will team up with you if you wear those kind of
movie
default skins.
I need to not agree on that, because like children, they have different sneakers. Some of these are expensive, some of these are not. Maybe some expensive sneaker carriers won't team up with the less expensive, but I'm not approving that sort. Like, I'm not a fan of that sort of grouping mechanism. So I tend to think that it's not about the expression of your wallet. It's more about the expression of your identity, and the expensive items shouldn't be like anything else than expressing your like the wallet size, maybe. So maybe if there is an expensive item and not everyone knows that. Maybe you want to be like underground type of person, and maybe if you want them to know, maybe you are, I don't know, like how do I express the price of my shirt in a normal way, in a normal conversation? So I don't have a price tag here. Maybe if I have a golden shirt, maybe they go around. Yeah. But I think similar mechanisms apply there as well.
Yeah.
And it's easier in the metaverse, it's easier to express myself in a different way. In the metaverse, I could use that bling bling golden shirt, but not in real life. Meetings would be totally different. So yeah, it's easier to express, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can have wings, which I can't have in a real life. Yeah.
Except in Aapro.
Interesting. And also this what Sointu you said about these different kinds of causes. So that's a good thing to hear.
You courses? Sorry, I missed that.
Courses that you bought. I missed what kind of thing did you buy, but it was for women in.
So yeah, this kind of so there are different NFT collections that often represent a purpose or a mission.
Yes.
Yeah. If I feel connected to that mission or purpose, I'm kind of most likely to buy their NFT because I believe in that same thing. So it's not only about NFTs, but what they represent, and yeah, that's important, at least for me. Kind of find that connection.
We've been hearing already in this discussion about these different kinds of metaverses, that there is Roblox, and then there is Decentraland, and then there is Fortnite, and then there are whatever kind of things. Forgive me if I speak somehow strangely, because I'm not an expert in this. But can you because you are definitely in this business, so can you say that who is an average Joe that is or what's the stereotype of an average Joe using these like Web3 or Metaverse, or who is buying NFTs? Is it? I bet that it's different. Like when talking about the Roblox, that there the age is like younger, but is it like, is everybody really tech savvy, or is it like technically oriented, or is it just people who are like collecting NFTs and they just keep the NFTs like as collectibles, and then they wait until the price hikes, and then they do some kind of like or they do investments with them, or like, please tell me.
I don't think there's an average Joe
or Jill
or Jane, or whatever. It depends on the platform. Most of us, I think, are early adopters, as in any new technology. But more and more, we're starting to see that the tech side of things are kind of fading away. You can even buy an NFT without a crypto wallet already. So you don't need to be tech savvy. There's a lot of brands are now doing metaverse engagement without actually using the words NFTs or wallets.
or even Metaverse.
So those are kind of trendy words that probably in the future will fade away. And then kind of the average Joe can be, and Jane, Jill can be whoever. Everybody can kind of participate. But yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that, I'm not sure actually, you have to answer this question, but I have a feeling that most of the NFTs sold are not related to any metaverses at all.
Yeah, I think I just recently read a study was most of the NFTs are retail specific and fashion industry specific. And that's, I'd say 80%.
Metaverse NFTs.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's like music and images and I don't know, cat pictures, these sort of
The speculative part, you mean? That want to speculate on the prices of NFTs and make money out of it. Is that what you meant, or?
Yeah, just meaning that if you think about like average J of holding NFT might not be interested in the three-dimensional space at all.
Yeah, well, yes and no.
Okay.
How I see the fashion industry is changing, that the first was, of course, a physical clothes, like we all have to wear, otherwise we would be naked here. And then there was digital only fashion, meaning avatar fashion or virtual fashion, where you can see with the augmented reality. And now these all are coming more and more together. So I can buy a bundle of NFT fashion plus physical items. So I can actually wear the digital version on my avatar, or I can use a phone with augmented layer. So I'll be dressed with that digital item on the top of what I'm wearing. So all this is really disturbing the fashion industry now. And I hope we are going to wear less fast fashion, I mean physical fast fashion, but the fashion actually is going to live on the top of what we are wearing. And that can be super fast.
That's a good point. Interesting. And kind of Web3 e-commerce is revolutionizing, I think, all aspects of commerce, because you can play around with you buy that NFT t-shirt, let's say. That will be your ticket to claim a kind of physical t-shirt in that store, physical retail store. And then perhaps that t-shirt has a QR code that then it lights on your wings in your back in AR, and then you can use that same wings on the Metaverse or something,
or in a Zoom.
Or in a Zoom, exactly. So it's kind of blending physical and digital together, and those are quite interesting. And I think Adidas, Nike, all of these have explored already, and it's been done.
Yeah, I think these are kind of called utility NFTs, or like close to that one. And
yeah,
so that was my like thinking. Maybe you would Google it actually. Even is that like how many percentage of NFTs sold are utility or that's connected, or how many are like you said speculative, like more. And so if you talk about the average user, back to your question is that it depends quite a lot, like what are you buying, and each metaverse like world have their own users. I've studied only like this like non Web3 metaverses, and like there's so specific different audiences. It's close to like there's different audiences from Instagram to Snapchat to TikTok. So just need to know who are you kind of.
Yeah, that's quite good comparison. Different metaverses are like different social media platforms. Yeah. So you have to know your audience and who you are targeted with.
Yeah. Well, now we've been talking, or Sointu said the word retail, and I know that you have also knowledge about music. So should we change towards a little bit another things than just the fashion industry? Creative industries are quite wide to understand. Just Sointu, for example.
Music industry is one of those that will be heavily disrupted, I think, and I hope in a positive way. So not replacing artists, not replacing record labels, but then coming up with a more fair economy for each of the players in the industry. So that kind of currently Spotify takes massive amounts of those royalties, and then only a small part goes to the artists. So what NFTs and Metaverse will enable is kind of get rid of that starving artist syndrome in a way, and then provide more of a fair economy and revenues. Yeah, but that's an interesting topic.
Yeah, could you explain a little bit more in detail how is that possible with NFTs, the revenue?
So, yeah, okay, so do please guys fill me in. I have a long day, but kind of when artists, let's say whether it's music or just art, you mint your NFT, and in that smart contract you define the royalties, and there isn't any third parties to kind of take it away, like in Spotify they take huge amounts of, or let's say art galleries, obviously you need to pay the gallery. So with the smart contracts you will define how much royalties do kind of the original artist get, and then after each resale the artist will always indefinitely get those royalties, and nobody can take that away, which is pretty and kind of exciting for the artists, I think, and makes it enticing, and why people are moving into NFTs.
And the other thing actually that you can track, if it's open blockchain, you can track who has been buying your art. Okay, they may have Ethereum names that don't always tell who is the actual person, but you can kind of see the profile, still a lot of more information than ever before.
Mm-hmm.
That who is your sponsor or fans or something like that.
Yeah, and exactly, and I learned this one really cool artist from US that was struggling with Spotify. She was getting tens of thousands of kind of views on her music, but didn't get any kind of revenues. But once she started with NFTs, she only needed those 100 fans. Made a lot more money than ever through Spotify. So that was a powerful example for me, at least, that it's enough to find those 50, 100 true fans that love what you do, and they will support you, buy your music, buy your NFTs, but rather than trying to kind of hunt for 100,000 Spotify views, which is quite difficult. So yeah.
But now I have to just a little bit talk about artificial intelligence, because I also see that the biggest music industry labels like Universal Music Group are in the trouble, because what's happening in a TikTok, now trending in a TikTok, people are making voice clones of famous artists like Drake or Rihanna and Beyonce, because it's quite easy nowadays with the tools online. So they take the voice of an artist, then they, for example, put another artist to sing another artist. For example, Rihanna's sound is now can be heard with the Beyonce singing song, or Spice Eyes song can be heard now in a TikTok with Drake's voice, and record labels are like, oh my God, what is happening? So I can see in the future that actually the artist's voice is going to be licensed and be in the blockchain, so they can authenticate their voice that this is really me, this is not a clone, voice clone copy they are playing in a TikTok.
Yeah, there's already zero knowledge proofs on blockchain proving that something is human, it's authentic, it's you. So I think that will be kind of nicely used in that way as well, proving that you're not bot, you're not AI, it's your voice. So again, Web3 blockchain comes to the rescue in a way.
Yeah, there's kind of new technologies opening up new possibilities. Some people are doing illegal activities, and then the technology is used to, I don't know.
Yeah, actually, it's not yet. You can't say it's illegal as long as you say this is AI. You can do quite many things, and now the legal industry is lagging behind. Oh my God, people are starting to use these modern tools, and we don't have all those copyright labels or identity protections or tools for protecting celebrities very well at the moment.
This is a really interesting topic. I find that well, yeah, this I wanted to lift up the smart contracts that Good Cartel is going to have another slot of education, or what's that? Will be a webinar, or will it be several webinars, or will it be some kind of thing coming up about, or is it already?
Yeah. So we'll have a mini course on smart
yeah.
contracts. Yeah. That should be live hopefully by mid of May, hopefully sooner.
Yeah.
So you can learn the basics. What is a smart contract? What does it mean? The best use cases, real life examples. But already we'll also have a video lesson when I am chatting with the developer who's actually live developing a smart contract, so that you know what does that contain.
Yeah,
That's pretty. You don't need to be a developer to understand it.
I think the smart contract is the magic word here. That's like the most important thing. The Web3 kind of brought us, and so the possibilities that they open are like the NFTs, and which we only talk about, and then we kind of forget easily. Like there's like this like technology that you can develop upon. I'm actually not I don't know anything about them. How do they work actually? So I shouldn't be talking about them, but I'm just really excited about the possibilities. For example, like authenticating the truth or something like that, which is completely different.
Our next episode in May will be about the digital copyrights, and we will have one of the Finnish lawyers there in the panel. So just what's your thought? How is it? I don't know if there are any lawyers at the moment in the audience, but how do you see their work in the future? Like, will the smart contracts be replacing the artificial intelligence as well? Will they be replacing the lawyers?
They are already being replaced. I'm asking a lot of things, legal things from ChatGPT, obviously not trusting it, but just a quick reference. But just to mention on smart contracts, that the name smart contracts is a bit misleading. It is not in a legal sense a contract. So don't confuse the two, and
that's very good.
But at the same time, it's more rigid than an actual contract.
Exactly.
So that's the problem, is that we have this legal system, and then we have the blockchain contract system, and they are not connected in any way, which makes it complicated. So I think we're gonna be needing some lawyers there. But at the same time, there are places where you can't actually trust the legal systems. You can trust the smart contract system because no one can go around with. I've heard about this example of that we have a company which is governed by a DAO, like DAO, which is kind of blockchain-based, Web3-based organization, which is kind of democratically making decisions about how it operates, right? So that's kind of a really interesting part of this Web3. But if it does decisions that are illegal, the CEO of the company gets the trouble. So it's kind of, again, like smart contracts, that blockchain stuff is not, you can't say that DAO made me do it. It's you who does it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think at the moment there is a high demand on lawyers that understand Web3 technology, understand copyrights, artificial intelligence, because these things happen so fast, and we have to have some guidance that what is happening right now. I think the celebrities are not very well protected. Their voice, their songs, their lyrics. You can go to ChatGPT and give me verses how Eminem would make a song with the style of Eminem, and you can have it.
Yeah, I guess he has some lawyers, maybe.
Yeah,
Eminem probably.
Eminem maybe has.
I don't think the Finnish children have that many lawyers protecting their stuff. I'm just wondering, like there is a huge gap between the NFT metaverse stuff and the users of a game, basically. So,
but even the Bruce Willis, the face, the Russian commercial ad company took his face and made a commercial, and the first they say we have all the rights, and later on Bruce Willis is I don't know who takes care of his IP, but say no, we never gave those rights. So even the big stars, they suffer at the moment.
but that's the problem with the laws, that sometimes some countries break the laws of international laws and do bad stuff. So
there's different regulation in different countries, so kind of keeping up with, if you do a NFT collection, let's say, and it's for a global audience, but then every region and country has their own regulation, so it's impossible to keep up, and then you need the lawyers to figure it out.
And in US, all the states even have different laws.
I'm not getting negative, I think. There's also kind of positive things related to IP. I've learned recently that, for example, the estate of Elvis Presley is now putting his collection into blockchain, into NFTs, to authenticate them, keep them live, and so that they are not forgotten as most of the songs currently are. So you can kind of resurrect old IP with this technology as well, which is pretty cool. So and as a content creator, there are so many new ways that you can monetize something you have made. Picture, digital fashion, or digital art, music, even as I mentioned before, dance moves. You can even make dance moves as emotes and put those as an NFTs and start to sell those. So many new kind of creative ways to monetize your creative content.
Lots of opportunities, but also, as we heard, so lots of kind of like challenges or things to be aware of, at least. Like one of the things that I recognized was the Finnish taxation office. I sent there a message and asking that, since we do a lot of business like outside of the EU and not in Finland, so how do we sell an NFT? Do we need to have a VAT on top of that? Because generally speaking, when we do business to business operations, so we don't put any like VATs into our invoices. Like how I didn't get the reply yet from there. They just said that you need to have guidance from us, and I'm unable to help you. So get back with the right person. So there are plenty of open issues still.
I think the Finnish tax office is super helpful, and they do reply, at least from everybody that I've talked to. They really want to help, and there are a lot of events that they are speaking. I think there's one event in 2 weeks happening, so do kind of look for that and chat with them. They are also planning to have I think there is a separate chat feature at the tax office website related to Web3, NFT, crypto questions. So my experience is that they are super helpful.
Mine too, and they have a lot of knowledge on this subject. So there are very good guidelines.
Perhaps I was just having a wrong way of communication. But nevertheless, let's move onwards and let's talk a little bit about the retail, since there are anyway already some examples. Can you please talk a little bit about them? Perhaps Krista, do you have something in your mind?
Well, as I mentioned, the trend is towards phygital, meaning physical plus digital. You put, for example, RFID chip into the clothes, physical clothes, then it's put into blockchain, and when you buy a physical clothes, you might get access to an exclusive NFT collections, early minting those, or the other way around, that you buy digital item first, and then you get access to more rare physical item. So these kind of get connected, but also it's not just clothing industry. There is happening like very expensive wines are put now in the blockchain, or other brewery. Help me with me.
Whiskey, beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all those items that are more luxury and get fabricated issues, those are put now into blockchain. So that is happening in the retail industry.
Yeah, a lot of the high-end fashion brands, they do use blockchain to authenticate bags and clothes already.
Yeah, Prada is already using Aura, that's
Yeah.
closed blockchain, but still in their store.
Yeah. I'd like to remind the audience also that please use the chat if you have any questions. Now you have at least glimpse of what our experts are able to talk about.
I want to come back from the like high fashion, expensive NFTs to these really like democratic, a lot of users, metaverses, children metaverses. The NFT world actually itself is also not stated in a law in any way. So there's quite a lot of, because of these exclusive items, NFT collections of the NFT having this sort of golden shine around those three letters. There's some sales of NFTs that are not actually in the blockchain. So I've seen, actually witnessed, for example, it was some sort of karaoke or K-pop type of van where you could do an kind of a booth where you could perform something and you get that out of as an NFT. In the end, it was just an email sent to you. So we're probably gonna be witnessing something that people want to be using the NFT everywhere, and then we have to like be really careful of what is actually an NFT and what is just digital goods in the old-fashioned way, basically.
Yeah, it's sometimes used for purposes that really shouldn't be used just because of the trendy word.
Yeah.
Hype.
Yeah, I guess that comes down to even for brands and companies now thinking about, should we do something in the metaverse? Should we do an NFT collection? Don't start, my advice is don't start with the technology.
Yeah.
Start with what problem are you kind of wanting to solve? What audience do you want to reach and engage with? What type of experiences do you want to provide? And then after think about what's the best technology for it. So
And the answer sometimes is that don't even go there.
Yeah.
And I mean, all of the platforms have some monetization mechanisms. Like, I mean, YouTube ads can be, they are not NFTs, of course, but I mean that you can take it really far, like what sort of things you can monetize which are digital, and many of them are not like connected to NFTs in any way. And well, you use ads. There are plenty of like really closed platforms where you can sell, for example, content to audiences directly, and again, not like NFTs.
Also brands, these kind of highly kind of keeping their own data, like Amazon, YouTube, they are already planning their own NFT blockchain projects. they are just not in the public blockchain. They are keeping still all that data. They will use NFTs. Amazon already launched few examples. So my prediction is that all these major brands will kind of step in. Some of them will do things in the public blockchain, some of them in a private closed blockchain, but everybody's going to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be a kind of mushy kind of way that then we have to just recognize what sort of currencies we are using. It might be even Roblox at some point going blockchain, or maybe
or
not.
even Fortnite might go.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
What's your opinions or your insights on the question that still coming back to who is using the metaverse and the NFTs? Is it between or from business to consumers? Sounds like, but how big is the B2B business? So is it mainly from person to person anyway? Thinking about this kind of traditional.
You just came up with a title for a LinkedIn post. How is your B2B NFT business going on? I've never heard about that.
Again, I'm stepping into those items that get fabricated in B2B industries too. For example, expensive machine parts that get fabricated. They have to be, for example, in aviation industry, they have to be the right one or the plane crashes. I haven't seen it yet, but if I go and Google it, I think I will find B2B assets that are put in the blockchain.
Oh, that's a really excellent example.
Like that's and I think industrial metaverse, enterprise metaverse is a real thing. That's a kind of even predicted to be bigger than the, let's say, B2C NFT space. That, like we're talking about Nokia, Siemens, all the big enterprises. So that's a different webinar.
Yeah, I've heard myself about the textile industry and how the supply chains have been blockchained, in the sense that they can check even the, like on the fiber level, like where the fiber is coming from, already that one is put into blockchain, and then the process goes on and on. Perhaps
logistics. Logistics.
I think many, like there's this thing called batch level traceability. Like if you are having a cloth, you know when that cotton was like picked up and where, so that the data science behind that is quite complicated even without the blockchain. But now the blockchain even brings the authenticity there.
Which go ahead.
There's a startup I think Helsinki based doing medicine in a way that you can be sure that the meds you are using are the correct ones. Like again, in Finland you can basically trust the system, but there are places where you can't, so the blockchain brings trust to those places.
Good. Yeah, definitely. Been to those places there, you kind of like don't know what to buy from a pharmacy. I'm checking the time here and see that the time is running. Any questions from the audience, perhaps? While waiting for that, so perhaps we can, or you could all answer to the question that why should if it's not obvious yet, so why the people working in the creative industries should be interested about the NFTs and the blockchains and the metaverse and the NFT, the Web3, and what are your best tips on how they can begin the journey if they don't know yet too much about the topic?
Who wants to go?
Who wants to go first?
We can start with the metaverse again. Like, it always goes back to the Roblox for me. It has been around for 16 years. The kids who started using it back then, when they were teenagers, they are like now, like they have their own kids already. It's still under the radar. So there's quite a lot of, there's like a level of craftsmanship or this sort of artisan type of thing in each and every metaverse. And once you kind of know how to operate in there, you get talent that's nowhere else. I'm now building Roblox works for Yle, and it's really difficult to find talent, anyone who can use it, like the sewing machine basically of Roblox. It's really, no one teaches it, no one, it's really like, it's a completely new world. So to get some sort of like really like huge audiences with talent that no one else has, I think that's a reason to try out doing something in the metaverse. For NFTs, I don't maybe have an answer.
Good. Thank you.
I think you should start what interests you most. If you are an artist, maybe start looking after digital art or Google or ask from ChatGPT, where should I start? It's always now a good start to ask from a ChatGPT, where should I start? For me, when I'm learning something new, I because I'm old, I usually go to see Facebook groups. I go to Reddit and I go to YouTube to see what the other persons are talking about this subject. And little by little, I'm learning. And the next step for me is usually that I start to create something myself. And I always go to the people asking for help. So low threshold, ask help from the other people who are already there.
Good advice. I
Thank
think
you.
why should you kind of be interested in, I would kind of think of three main reasons. It enables totally new experiences and engagement with your audience, whether it's NFTs or in the metaverse. It opens up totally new revenue streams, which is obviously important if you're doing business. And also kind of learning about what the new audience, young people are doing. So if you don't want to be disrupted, you better learn where they are going, what they are doing, and start kind of testing those waters. And where to get started, you know, how I got started, it's just I Googled, I've been watching millions of YouTube videos and following different Discord channels, tweets and everything. And Telegram, and I'm still learning every day. So kind of what I'm trying to probably say is don't be afraid of not knowing everything. I don't know everything and I'm learning every day. So kind of small steps, maybe do the Cartel course for the basics. And yes.
I think the Web3 part, the blockchain NFT part is more difficult than creating the actual assets and the metaverse in the future because of the AI. So you just need to imagine stuff and then, you know, figure out how to sell it. And so it becomes like just sales.
Yeah.
But is everything sellable in the Web3 or as NFTs?
Like, I guess you can sell anything. I'm just not sure if anyone buys it.
Yeah. Well, that exactly.
I guess I can sell my soul there, but
that price
but is it like legally binding? It's my soul NFT. I can like
but everything will
IP are
be
included.
everything will be tokenized. So you know, you could tokenize Wesa. So probably yes. We're already seeing the buildings, rents are being tokenized, and your rent agreement is an NFT, or
Maybe tell the audience what does it mean to tokenize.
oh, that's another. Oh, we have 1 minute.
We have 1 minute. Maybe we leave that for people to check by themselves. Homework before next event. But yeah, checking the time again, and we have spent 60 minutes with this interesting topic. Thank you so much for your expertise and sharing your expertise, and your every one of you is in LinkedIn, so I know that you have good content there, so I highly recommend you to search these people up. Sointu, Karjalainen, Krista, Jäntti, and Wesa, Aapro, so you get your glimpse of the future. And only the sky is the limit. We are creative, or you, the audience, most likely are creative, so use the creativity and create NFTs. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
and if
you.
there's any questions, just keep us in LinkedIn and we'll answer.